Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's Time for Coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java Junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Dr. Gene Wright. Well, let us start digging into what you do during those 20 hours, I hope not all of them at work, where you wear the hat of Chief Innovation Officer for Atrium Health. What do you do?
That's probably the most common question I get asked at a party. So here's the short version, or the elevator version. I serve in a big healthcare system, so no one person or no one team can do all the innovation for a big system. But what we do is we do serve as catalysts or accelerators by either identifying opportunities. We use skills like human-centered design to go in and put ourselves in the patient's place and understand how they're interacting with the system. We may use tools like business model innovation, because healthcare is rapidly changing from a pay for per click service to paying for an episode of care or a bundle of care, so paying by volume. So we do human-centered design, we do business model innovation, we do strategic partnerships, whether it's, I call it 2 guys in a box of Chinese food who have their idea on a napkin, all the way to, huge companies who want to co-invent with us as a health system. And lastly, we have some inventors, some of our own physicians and leaders who have invented something, and we help them get intellectual property. We help them make a prototype. We help them perhaps even mass produce it in China, and then help them spin it out as a company. So I tell people I have the greatest job in the system. I probably would do it for free. I care that much about it. I love my team. They're high performing. They're inquisitive. They're always teaching themselves something. In fact, not long ago, I came in riding a hoverboard. And as you know, I'm not the age of a millennial. I'm actually twice a millennial. I'm at that age now where somebody sends you a card and a free insurance plan. I drift. And I came into the department riding a hoverboard. Of course, they were all thinking I was going to have a hip fracture, but I wanted them to know I'm not dead yet and I can do what you guys do. So I have a great job. And then from those 4 skills of human-centered design, business model innovation, strategic partnerships, and commercialization, we partner with our operational leaders. So perhaps head of neurology, looking at what we could do for the rising tsunami of patients with memory issues. Alzheimer's. The number of patients that we're going to have with this is going to overwhelm any system easily within the next 5 to 10 years. And it's one of those silent epidemics that people don't realize until you have it in your own family and you realize the impact and the caregiver stress. So I may work with somebody like that. I may go over and work with supply chain about how we could look at medical devices. I might go talk to the pharmacy about how we might use genomics to help figure out the patients that would respond best to medication. So I'm usually going in and out of different departments, as is my team. And my team's multidisciplinary, different backgrounds. I have an artist, I have people with business development, I have IT, I have public health, I have a mechanical engineer, I have a storyteller. That's not his real job, but that he's the one that hosts our podcast. And it takes all of us to bring innovation into our big system.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.